What's up, guys, and welcome back once again on my YouTube channel, Brand Masika Reaction. So, guys, today I want us to watch the hidden connection between Scotland and the Jamaican. So, these are some of the people's reaction I want us to watch together, and all the credits goes to the original creator of this video. And greeting to all my friends and my followers and my subscribers all over the Caribbean. So, guys, I want us to watch, and if it is for a very first time coming across any of my video, remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, and remember to watch till the end, and I'll be back with more comments. Enjoy.
Yeah, man, Scotland Yard. Yeah, don't play no game.
So let's talk about the connection between Jamaica and Scotland. So when Jamaica gained independence in 1962, they were faced with the big question of how were they going to represent their flag? So this was the first design that Jamaica was considering making their flag, which I'm honestly glad they didn't. They had the meanings down, which was black representing the strength and creativity of the Jamaicans, which helped them overcome difficulties, the gold representing the wealth of the country and also the sunshine, and the green representing the vegetation and also the hope. Eventually, this man, Reverend William McGee, was on a missionary trip to Jamaica when he met up with the Prime Minister and he said, "Hey lad, you should design your flag based off Scotland's." So that's why, because of inspiration from Scotland, Jamaica became the second nation to feature the St. Andrew's Cross on their flag. Thank you.
I know this will come as a shock to you, but the reason why one of the main streets of this city is called Jamaica Street is not to pay homage to reggae music and beautiful Caribbean beaches. Despite the common narrative of Scotland being the underdog minding its own business while England does its thing, every single monument and historical building in this city was built with its slavery money. Historically, Scotland, and more specifically Glasgow, are neck deep into what the wealthy families of this area still politely refer to as cargo shipping. What kind of cargo, you may ask? Guess. Unlike in the US or in Brazil, the UK never had a slave labor industry on its mainland, so it's easy for Britain to pretend like we don't see it. But in Glasgow, there are some hints. Yeah, the colonial past is everywhere, and walking in Glasgow constantly reminds you that money been here. Yet today, Glasgow might have a very working class reputation, but historically, it's got money. And in Scotland, like in the rest of the imperial core, money meant power, meant white supremacy. To every colonial empire, education is an organ of propaganda and subjugation. And yet, if you would ask the University of Glasgow about slavery, up until 2018, all they will tell you is boast about the university's involvement in the emancipation and abolition movement. And that's it. It took a student's research in 2018 for the University of Glasgow to grapple with its involvement and the many ways in which it benefited from slavery. As Severin Carroll wrote in The Guardian, one of the former rectors of the University of Glasgow was Robert Cunningham Graham, who spent 2 decades making his fortune as a plantation owner and slaver. Yeah, it turns out all that money didn't come from whiskey and haggis. Who would have thunk? Private, with my ancestors' money? I don't think so. I'm getting what's mine. To their credit, though, the University of Glasgow was the first in the UK to officially acknowledge its involvement and to publish a report estimating that they benefited financially from the profits of slavery to the sum of £200 million. And their first step is to pay £20 million in reparations towards the Joint Centre for Development and Research with the University of the West Indies. Now, is it enough? No, but it's better than nothing, I guess. The university research estimates that the total reparation owed to black people is $12 trillion US. That's a lot of money. Now, I don't know if that also covers the debt to Haiti and Congo, but if you add to that the hundreds of billions that the same colonial powers will have to pay to watermelon people, that's a lot of Mini Coopers. The Scottish identity is often romanticized as fierce opposition to England. But when it comes to the spoils of empire, Glasgow was the richest city of the empire after London. And yet, Glasgow somehow managed to dilapidate all that wealth in the 20th century. And we'll see how in the next video.
So recently, thanks to 23andMe, I found out that I have relatives in Jamaica. And I'm like the least Jamaican looking person in the world, so I decided to look into the links between Scotland and Jamaica. So the first dates from 1656, when Oliver Cromwell banished 1,200 Scots to Jamaica. The English had a colony there. And the Scottish immigrants generally took up posts as servants to the English. And criminals were also exiled there. And later on in the 17th century, some people who had gone to colonise the Darien jungle, which I've done a video on, also arrived in Jamaica. The first wave of Scots to the island were sold as servants to the English. And interestingly, Campbell is the most common surname on Jamaica. And it's thought the first Campbell on the island was Colonel John Campbell. He had also been on the failed Darien Jungle mission, and he decided to settle in Jamaica and set up a sugar plantation. During the 18th and 19th centuries, a lot of sugar plantation owners and overseers were Scottish. Not quite so good a link. And Glasgow was a large importer of slave-produced sugar. And by the early 19th century, over half of Scotland's linen was sent to the Caribbean to clothe the slaves and the owners. So my relatives might have been servants or criminals or people who were involved in slavery. But it's important to remember these things did happen. Ooh, I also went to Jamaica on my honeymoon. It was lovely.
Have you ever realised that the Jamaican flag, yeah? Imagine you eliminate the green, the black, the yellow, just the shape, yeah? And that's blue. It's the Scottish flag. Jamaica. Scotland. What? Imagine if people in Jamaica talk with a Scottish accent but spoke with Jamaican lingo. Wagwan, me brethren. You little bumper clat. Yeah, man, let's have a little bit of rum.
Have you ever wondered why the flag of Jamaica and the flag of Scotland both have a saltire layout? And of course, there is a connection. Coming to its planned independence in 1962, coming up to their independence, they were designing a new flag, but there was a problem. The proposed flag that they had was too similar to the newly independent Tanzania. It was said at the time there was someone very high up in the committee that was dealing with the new flag design. He was writing to one of his friends, and his friend was a priest that lived in Scotland, and they were talking about this challenge they were having in Jamaica about the new flag. And the Scottish priest wrote him a letter and he sketched out the design of the Scottish saltire flag that's above me here. And it was said that this apparently inspired the design and the layout of Jamaica's flag today.
My name is Brian Anthony Chisholm, Scottish last name, Chisholm. The name Chisholm came over to Jamaica in the colonial days in Jamaica. I lived in Scotland years gone by, in an area of Scotland where the Chisholm clan settled in the Highlands. I was the only black Chisholm in a 500-mile radius. Every night I go to the pubs there, I basically drink for free because the lads get the crack out of it. Every Chisholm that walked in the door, they point out the black Chisholm. It's brilliant.
What's going on, people? This video is going to explore the colonial impact of Scotland on Jamaica. Here's that story. Outside of Scotland, Jamaica has the highest percentage of Scottish surnames. It's estimated that 60% of surnames in the Jamaica telephone directory are of Scottish origin. So pick up my Andersons, Campbells, Millers, Malcolms, Grants, Gordons and many more. It's even believed that there are more Campbells per square acre in Jamaica than Scotland. Have a look at their national flags. Notice anything? They're the only two national flags to include the saltire, i.e. the St Andrew's Cross. Here's that story. Historically, the J flag looked like this. In 1962, as the time of independence approached, an initial design for the flag with 3 vertical stripes was deemed unsatisfactory. One oral story goes that Scottish Minister Reverend William Magee, who had become a friend of the then Prime Minister, suggested that the national flag should reflect Jamaica's status as a Christian country and have a cross on it. Legend has it he drew out the Scottish flag substituting the blue and white of Scotland with the green, black and gold of the initial design.
This is why Scottish people sound like Jamaicans. The Scottish and Irish were enslaved. They actually helped to build New York City and a lot of America. Those Scottish slaves traveled to America as well as the Caribbean. And this is why today in Jamaica, the Jamaicans be sounding like this. And before, Jamaicans were actually speaking Spanish. But in the 1700s, these Irish, Scottish, indentured servants or slaves were sent either to America or to the Caribbean, also as well, that includes Jamaica. This is why you have the white Jamaicans. If you go to Jamaica, you'll be thinking that the man is from Scotland. They'll tell you, me just a white Jamaican, me not lame man. But when you start to go to Jamaica and you see there's black and white Jamaicans, even though black and white equals a social construct, because the term race did not exist until after the 1500s, they used this term to split and divide us from each other. Instead of looking at the love that we're supposed to have for each other, we are too busy looking at the skin color. One of the largest lies ever told to mankind. Black and white is not a race. Because Israel is represented by Joseph's coat of many colors. That's right, the rainbow. They stole that one too, and they gave it to the LGBTQZ community. And really, it goes back to the rainbow, the Noahide covenant. But we have to learn the story of Joseph and why Joseph's brothers, even though they were Hebrews, did not want Joseph to succeed. This is a parable for us today. Even though other people are our family members, they don't always want us to succeed or to excel in the truth. And this is what the powers to be, that's what they want for you. They don't want you to know that you as a Jamaican be related to the Scottish and the Irishman. Because then that would actually create, oh, Lord forbid, community or community. Because when we start to unite, we start to unite. And unity, community, is the last thing that they want. It's also why we ended up making y'all the Health Bible. Everything that you need to know just about is going to be available at jacobslink.com. Also, go ahead and get you some handcrafted honey, the world's best, straight from the island, jacobslink.com.
So guys, hope you've watched that video, and as you have heard it very well, it's loud and clear that there's hidden connection between these two countries. We are used to Jamaican and Africa connection or link up. So this time round, it has just come to our attention that there is another connection. This one is hidden, another hidden connection between the Jamaicans and the Scotland. So there's a comparison that it is when you look at the Jamaican flag and the Scotland flag, the flag are nearly resembling. It is just the colors that they are different. They just have vary in colors. So you see the Jamaican one has got green, yellow and black, and the Scotland one has got blue and white. So when you put them together, they come look alike. It's only a different in color. So this connection, it came up during the colony time. Remember, during the colony time, a lot of things really happened, and when they came here, they took our people and they used the Jamaicans like slaves. But when they took them in their lands, and they used to work there as slaves. So there are some Jamaican, or it is understood that, or it is said that Jamaicans, the Irish language and the Patois language, it is nearly resembling, as same as their flag. So I don't know if it is true, but can someone explain this or hit on the comment section? Because we need to understand, because I think this video is for education purpose, and because it is for education purpose, we have just to learn as we grow, because we have to know if it is true that the Patois language, it is resembling to the Irish language. So you see, there are some Irish people who have learned the Jamaican culture and they live the Jamaican way due to the connection, this hidden connection. So we have been used to knowing that Jamaica, they are only blacks, but you see, we have even white Jamaican in the Scotland. So the Scottish have said that they have some brothers and sisters in Jamaica, and Jamaica, it is their home too. So it is not a bad claim, but as we all know, Jamaica has been hitting the headlines, that it is so welcoming. When you plan to invest, you go there. So when it comes to music, nature, you don't have to go anywhere else, but you just have to be in Jamaica. So the reason why I like bringing Jamaica in this channel is that Jamaica has just, it is for like, let's just say Jamaica is becoming more famous than even the USA, because people are just in love with Jamaica, and you can't just hate Jamaica. So guys, I hope you have learned something you have learned something about this Jamaica, because it is not for the first time I'm bringing Jamaica, and I'll continue bringing Jamaica in this channel. So we keep on learning. It's all about Jamaican affair. So to to brothers and sisters in the Caribbean, in the Highland there, my wish is that we continue supporting each other as we move on together. Remember, we are one people, one love. God loves us, and let's keep on supporting. So remember to like, share, comment, and kindly not forget to subscribe. And I'll have to give a lot of credit to my viewers who have been coming back and watching me. Thanks for your support, and I'm really glad that you people, as we join hands together, me and you, we are going far. So remember, I just choose to bring Jamaican affairs only in this channel, because Jamaica has been very influential to me, and that's why I decided I'll be just bringing you anything, any good, any bad, but most of the time it is all about good times, whatever it is going on in Jamaica, and whatever good is popping in the Jamaica. So that's all for now, my people. Let's continue sharing, and let's continue subscribing. So that's all for now. Till next time, one love, wagwan.